Hello everybody, welcome again to my channel. In this video, we are going to talk about and will do practically step-by-step write a profession recommendation letter or a profession reference letter. What do I mean by profession reference letter? It is a reference letter or a recommendation letter written by an employer to its employees who are applying to scholarship programs such as like master's degree, PhD, or undergraduate or anything. Especially this one is based on the requirements set for the Chevening Scholarship Program. This is going to help the employers to get an idea how to write a recommendation letter based on the requirements of the Chevening. It also helps you if you are an applicant or an employee. You are looking to get a recommendation letter from your boss, supervisor, manager. You can follow this video and learn step by step how we are going to do this. So this recommendation letter that we are going to see in a moment, I wrote this recommendation letter as an employer to one of my employees who he was applying to study, apply to Chevening Scholarship Program and study in the UK. So without spending too much time talking, let's dive deep into starting and writing the reference letter. As you can see here, we have the Chevening requirements here. It's just as a reference for us. So I would like to explain the requirements of the Chevening. So I just copy pasted it from their website. Our reference should cover the following: your contact details, address, email address, and phone number. How long have you known the applicant? In what capacity do you know the applicant? Professional, educational, supervisory, voluntary, religious. When did you last have regular contact with the applicant? A brief overall endorsement of the applicant, including their skills in leadership and networking, personal, intellectual, and interpersonal qualities, ability to complete a demanding academic program in the UK. So this is overall the requirements that is requested by the Chevening Secretariat in order to write a reference letter for the applicants. So here I want to get rid of it just now, and I want to put it in another page. We start to write this important things. So here, as you can see, I have already written this title here. We can change the title. It's just for our reference. As you can see, I brought this logo, and at the bottom you can see again we have it's very similar to the letterhead of the place where I used to work, but I just changed the logo and the name for the sake of, you know, because we are putting something on social media or on YouTube. I don't want to get into any legal trouble with my previous job working at the Afghanistan Center for Commercial Dispute Resolution. So we are writing this in another way. So I would like to use a split screen in order to see those like important points that was requested by the Chevening. So I put it in the bottom here, and so that I can see them and give reference to them. It's there. Okay, and on the top we just continue writing. So make sure that your reference is in letterhead or on a paper that there is the stamp, hand signature, and also logo of the your boss or your company, or even if you get it from your university. This one we are concentrating only on profession, like where you work, not academic reference letter. In another video we will talk in details how to write an academic reference letter, or how to request your professors to write you such a thing. So this is going to maybe help you as an applicant to maybe write a draft of what you can, what you want from your professor. Maybe your professor is busy, maybe your supervisor is busy and they request you to, okay, what do you want? Maybe your supervisor, your boss, your employer, she doesn't know about the Chevening requirements, so she asks you, and you can also give them a draft of what you're looking for. So my friend, that I want to write about him, I want to write a short details about him, who he is. So his name is Ahmad, and his family name is Janan. So this is his name. Your contact detail, that's what I will write at the last, my own self. So I want to write, about this Ahmad Janan, who he worked under my supervision, and I want to, recommend them for the Chevening. The first of all, I think it's always good to start to whom you want to write this. Okay, so we write to Chevening Scholarship Program. Or you can also write it to Chevening Secretariat, but you can write it like anything you want, even Chevening Secretariat or Program. And then it's also good. I don't need to put this long here, but I just keep it here for the sake of if you're watching the video, some people are just skipping and they know what this video is about. So here I write the date. For example, today's date is October 15th, 2020, or 2000X, any year that it is. Okay, this is it. So now we start. I just intended here. I write and then I also explained. Maybe I start by writing that it is a great pleasure to write this letter of recommendation for Mr. Ahmad Janan for his graduate studies in international business law. So I write it, I just want to give, like an opening sentence to just, tell the reader what it is, who you are, and, why he or she is reading this paper. It's a great pleasure to write this letter of recommendation for Mr. Ahmad Janan. We have to, it's good to, name the person for his graduate studies in international business law. The reason why I wrote this person's major that he wants to study in the UK through Chevening Scholarship is because I want, as an employer, I want to show the Chevening Secretariat that I know this person is applying for this specific program and I am recommending him. Writing this letter of recommendation for international business law. You can write your own. For example, if you are a doctor, so you get this kind of letter from your supervisor who says that she is working to get her master's degree for, I don't know, psychology or anything that it is. So that means that you are, you are known among your network and your supervisor what you're looking for. So I think this is very important. And actually this person that I am writing this letter, he is currently studying in the UK his master's degree through Chevening Scholarship Program. So I'm happy that I have written this recommendation letter for him. So I know Mr. Janan, I don't use his first name anymore because this is a professional letter of recommendation. In a professional capacity for the last 3 years since 2000X. So because I don't want to show you, but maybe I can write it. For example, this is 2020, so I write it since 2000. So for the last 5 years, since 2015. If you look back to the details in the requirements, how long have you known the applicant? So I started from the beginning. I always, maybe if you have followed my other videos, I wrote all my Chevening papers, or I always write most of my writing style is I'm a good storyteller when it comes to writing. That's why I want to write this kind of recommendation, or most of my papers, or when I write stories, I write in a chronological order. I talk from the very past, from the first where things started and where we are now. So maybe you can immediately start here that Mr. Janan is currently working as this capacity in my organization. You could start the same thing as well, but I like it this way. And this has worked pretty well for me. So since 2015, working in, I write the name of the organization. So I changed a little bit the name and logo because I don't want to go into any legal problems with my previous job. It is Afghanistan Center for Business Dispute Resolution. Afghanistan Center for Business Dispute Resolution, ACBDR. So I can write the full name actually. For the first time, Afghanistan Center for Business Dispute Resolution, and then in parentheses I write this one so that I don't have to write that long sentence again, the name of the place where I worked. As an arbitrator. Okay. So it is a great pleasure to write this letter of recommendation for Mr. X for his graduate studies in international business law. I know Mr. Janan in a professional capacity for this duration working at ACBDR as an arbitrator. So it's very much clear like how I know this person and what is he doing and who am I, right? I have assigned, now I talk about, because it says in what capacity do you know the applicant? I said professional, educational, supervisory, voluntarily, so it means it's professional and also supervisory. And when did you last have regular contact with him? I will talk about it later. A brief overall endorsement of the applicant. So now I talk about the endorsement, and also the skills like leadership, networking, personal ability to complete demanding academic programs. So I'm going to talk about some of the researches or works or activities or trainings we have had together to show that this person is mentally very strong to continue his graduate studies. So by the way, if you see any mistakes with the letters, with the spelling, with the grammar, with anything, don't mind. This is going to be not a draft, actually. This is going to be a complete one because I am seeing my original document and then writing this, just changing the names. Otherwise, everything is as original as I just wrote. That's why still, if you see any grammar errors, don't worry about mine. Don't worry about my English. My accent is not good. I hope you understand what I'm talking about. Just do your thing. We are not here to judge. We are here to learn. Good. So I have assigned Janan or Mr. Janan on many different training projects to be trained in different arbitration. I write it mediation and arbitration centers in different countries, and then train others in Afghanistan. Okay, I have assigned Janan on many different training projects to be trained in different mediation and arbitration centers in different countries to then train others in Afghanistan. So what's the goal? The goal was that this person who is working as an arbitrator, me as his employer, I sent him to different countries to learn about arbitration and mediation, and then return back to Afghanistan and train others, because I could not, as the employer, as a supervisor, I could not, send a bunch of people to other countries to train because of the costs and money. So he was the most intelligent person. He was picked up among 20 pretend, and then he was sent, he was learning, and then he was training the others. That's what I am telling. That's what he was also, talking about in his essays and also interview. Okay, our last training was, because I have to talk about our recent activities, because the Chevening says when did you last have regular contact. Our last training was in Singapore in the beginning of October 2019 on arbitration and mediation. So this person is actually international business law. He is studying to be an arbitrator. That's why I'm also emphasizing here arbitrator and mediator. So these are the key professional words that I'm using here, because I know what my friend is studying. You, as an employer, you need to know what your applicant or employee is applying for, so that you write those keywords. And if you are watching as an applicant, you have to, underline or highlight or pinpoint these key technical professional words that are related to your profession or your career or your major that you want to study, so that they should also be coherent or linked with one another, so that the reader understands, okay, this guy has been working for this field and he's applying to the same field, and this person is recommending him that he is good in this field. So these two words are important. That's why you see this repeatedly used a lot. Okay, now because I gave an example, it's always good to give examples. Now I give example, and now I have to explain this as example and tell how he was doing. He had performed his duties successfully with the best of his efforts and talent by pleasing everyone at the ACBDR. Good. So this is how we also mention or talk about the his activities, how great he was doing or performing there. So this is important. And now I use ACBR. I don't have to use the complete name to make it as short as possible. Okay, furthermore, now we write I assigned mediation and arbitration cases. I assigned mediation and arbitration cases to John and monitored his performance, which he had completed them in a professional and ethical manner. So you see how coherently I try to use or explain his ability to complete a demanding academic program, that he is good. Personal, because I talk about his ethical manner. Intellectual, I said because he was good, he was learning, he was teaching others. And interpersonal qualities. So I try to combine them all together and describe how good he is doing based on the requirements of the Chevening. So this is good. I like it so far, because I talk about him as well, how good a person he is. So I continue. The complexity of some of the mediation cases were extremely intricate, and he was able to handle them successfully by pleasing the parties, or I can say the parties to get into a settlement. So the complexity of some of the mediation / arbitration cases were extremely intricate, and he was able to handle them successfully by pleasing the disputing parties to get into a settlement. So, this means about, the best of his work or talent that he can do in his profession. Now I am telling you, if you are, for example, an employer, a student, talk one of the best things that you could have done, that you did, of course, or you can do, or you are able to do, and put it like this. Okay, he can do, the best thing he does at his job, or she does at her job, is that like she has a good manner, she's friendly, she's a multitasker, anything that makes you stand out of the crowd, it should be mentioned in your paper. If you're an applicant, you have to tell your boss, employer who is writing this, or if you're an employer, it's good to write something. But that's something, everybody has different qualities. Maybe at office, somebody who is like an engineer, you have to highlight his best skill that is related to his work and also major. Not because, for example, he's very good poker, whatever it is, poker player, or if he's good in playing chess, he's the best in the office. So that is not a related one. So that was very extreme. Sorry for giving you a very extreme example. But the reason why I gave you to pinpoint that, that best thing should be very much related to the major that that person is studying, or his, future career. Okay, so I'm done with this. I think I'm very happy with my first paragraph. So I stop here. I want to continue in another paragraph because I think I like what I have written so far. And yeah, I don't want to write more on this. I just want to change the size of this one so that we can be able to see it. Okay, so now we continue writing the second paragraph. So I would like to make it like 2 paragraphs talking and the last paragraph just a conclusion. I give indentation as well. Again, being very friendly and social, Janan is known among his fellow arbitrators and mediators for his hard work, energy, performance, and teamwork, which led him build, which I think we use had, led him build a vast network of professional mediators, arbitrators, judges, and lawyers. Okay, that's Oxford comma. You don't need to put it there. Okay, so I don't know why okay, maybe okay, this is good. Justify, that's better. So I have to talk about, his personal or interpersonal qualities. He's friendly, he's social. Janan is known among his fellow as the best. So these are some good words, but by writing these kind of words, don't expect that the Chevening will be like, okay, he's good. Because this sentence, it's not going to... If you put these things, it's not going to change anything good for you, and even if you don't put it, it doesn't make any difference. Only if you say that if he's unfriendly, he's not friendly, he's not social, he's a bad person, that's going to have an effect. The reason why I'm telling you this paragraph so far, it's not good because everybody writes this on their papers. All employers write, okay, my colleague or my employee, he's very friendly, he's very nice, he's a good person. Because I don't say we are not good people. Okay, we are all good people, and that's very common. It's very cliche, we call it, right? So you can ignore this, but I think this is good because why? First, it talks about his character. He's social, and then social is also related because he's what? Teamwork. He has good teamwork, and then vast network of professionals. So if you're friendly, if you're social, if you're good in teamwork, definitely you have a very good networking. Even if you want to write such kind of a paragraph or you want to request your boss to write it, try to don't say that he's very funny and then I think maybe funny and networking is good because maybe by being funny you can make more friends. I don't know. I'm not funny, so I've never made a network through being funny because I wasn't. So I think it doesn't work. So try to make, even if you put these kind of words, try to make them connected with one another. Okay, let's continue. And here I write, he handles complex, emotionally charged business disputes with excellent approach and tactics. So this is very much maybe something that explains the legal work. If you are a doctor, for example, your employer can write such a thing, or you as an employer can write that she handles complex hard operations with excellent approaches and tactics. Or if there's, if you are related to families that they need amputations or that kind of things, you can say he is very friendly and he can, take care of emotionally charged patients who has lost their body parts like legs, hands, and he can, handle them in a psychological way. Or if you are a politician, you can say, he can handle or have, very critical thinking when it comes to, explaining different complex political issues or anything like that. And it's always good to give examples. He always remains firmly in control of the mediation and arbitration process. So something, for example, if you are a doctor, you operate, you cut people's body parts, you do heart operation, you cut people's chests, or you do brain operation, you can say, okay, you have to give example because I said excellent, he handles with excellent approach and technique. Everybody can say, well, he's an excellent professor, he's an excellent employee. But by excellent, you have to give at least one example. That is why I have the example here. It always remains firmly in control of mediation and arbitration process. Why I use this, for those of you who are not lawyers, when you are in a court, the environment of the court, right? Mediation and arbitration, let's say for non-lawyers, 100% it is the same. It's not, but let's say it's the same. So in the court, there's always dispute between two parties. You owe me money or you owe me goods, and then they are fighting. You as a judge, which is not a judge, but a mediator, an arbitrator, you need to be, very professional to handle the situation, to calm the parties. Okay, people, we are here to resolve the dispute, so, calm down. And it needs, a very strong character to, shout on these people and, control them. This is, an example, like the best example I could give for this person because he was very excellent in that. You, in your professions, for example, if you are an engineer, you can say, well, you can come with great design ideas. Or maybe if you are working in the safety, you are the best person who can handle safety for the construction workers or anything like that. But always give examples. even in situations when the parties might degenerate into an enthusiastic exchange of brickbats, he uses extremely professional tactics to guide them back to the process, which normally leads to amicable dispute resolution. I love this sentence actually because it's too much bragging. In fact, even in situations when the parties might degenerate into an enthusiastic exchange of brickbats, like they're fighting. If they have something, the parties, one party this side, one party on the other side of the courtroom, they would just throw and kill each other. Even in those kind of situations, he uses extremely professional tactics to guide them back to the process, which extremely leads to amicable dispute resolution. Wow, that's a great sentence. I wish my boss was writing something good for me. Anyways, this is too much bragging. Be careful when you write something like this. I don't say this is the best because I wrote it. This is a risky as well, but this is good. I love this sentence. This is good. So we are done. I think in this sentence we have gone too far, explaining and giving examples. So now I want to end this. So now the ending should be like you give an overall view of your position, your organization, this guy working for you, and he's, going for education, that kind of stuff. So as the deputy director of, I write the complete name once again. I don't say ACBDR. I just want to say Afghanistan Center for Business Dispute Resolution. I don't have to write the abbreviation again, or maybe I can write ACBDR. I strongly recommend Janan as a promising candidate for graduate studies in your program. So this is, once again, I emphasize and I say that, well, I am strongly recommending him for your program. Yeah, this is it. He demonstrated leadership skills, professionalism, love, and excellent performances in his work or during his work towards mediation, arbitration, business law, and case management. Okay, so let me explain what I've written here. As the deputy director, I want to emphasize who am I as his employer. So I am the deputy director. I'm the second person in this organization writing this recommendation letter for him. I strongly recommend Janan as a promising candidate because Chevening says overall endorsement of the application and ability to complete a demanding academic career or academic program in the UK. That's why I say yes, I strongly recommend him as a promise candidate for graduate studies in your program. Like it's a question and answer, 2 plus 2, 4. It is as great as that. So I want you to, answer all the questions or write all the sentences to be an answer to each of the requirements. Okay, this is very good. This is not a good sentence in a structure, in grammar and everything in English, but this is the best sentence in the whole my letter when it comes to, responding to the request of the Chevening Secretariat for the requirements. I love this. He demonstrated leadership. So once again, I want to emphasize personal, intellectual, interpersonal. He demonstrated leadership, skills, professionalism, love, and excellent performances in his work towards mediation, arbitration, business law. He's studying international business law. You see, I wrote business law. Why? Because I want to show I know what he's studying and he's good in that. And case management. Case management is another technical word which maybe you can, if you are a doctor or anything, you can write such a thing if there is a need for it. Okay, so here we go. I wrote all the words. There's nothing left in the Chevening. We will go to the requirements once again. So I want to hint this here. If you have any further questions, please feel free to contact me at any time. Sincerely, I write my name, Sirat Haidari, Deputy Director, Afghanistan Center for Business Dispute Resolution. Phone XXXX, email xxx@gmail.com. Okay, at acdr.af. I wrote my professional email. So once again, let me take you to the Chevening requirements to see what were the requirements. So requirements of Chevening: your contact details, address, email address. My address is at the bottom of the reference recommendation letter, the letterhead. Letterhead includes everything. That's why I don't have to write it again. Email address, my personal email address is not in the letterhead because it's the letterhead of the organization, the company, the firm, whatever you call it. I wrote my professional email address. You see it is acbdr.af. And phone number, I wrote my phone number. Yes, you can see my phone number. I just want to check how long have you known this applicant. We said for 6 years from 2015. In what capacity do you know applicant? We said professional and as a supervisory. He's working in a professional capacity and I'm his supervisor. When did you last have regular contact with the applicant? I said that because we went to Singapore in October for that big thing. A brief overall endorsement of the applicant, including other things, were skills in leadership and networking. I said he's very friendly and he makes networking. Personal, intellectual, interpersonal qualities. I said he's friendly, he has love toward his passion, and he has the ability to resolve those disputes. Professionally, ability to complete a demanding academic program in the UK, which at the last sentence, I talked about it. So let's come to the beginning of the paper. This is our logo, which is very bad because I just made it. Just make sure you have a very professional logo or the logo of the place to be in a professionally written application. Maybe you can keep this. You don't have to write profession recommendation. We just say recommendation or reference letter. I just call it reference letter. And then it's the date to Chevening Secretariat Program. We have gone all of it, and it's a fully one page, as you can see. Just one page is always beautiful because in this one page we have included everything, and we don't have a lot of paragraphs. We only have 3 paragraphs. The first paragraph is longer, shorter, and then one line, and then sincerely. We start big and smaller. Well, this is not important. I just say when it comes to the style. This is very good because we talk about all important points. And my idea, this is, what the Chevening is looking for. This is what recommendation or reference letter I got for myself from my boss. I wrote, and I won the Chevening Scholarship Program, the Fulbright and DAD and others. I wrote this same thing that you see, like 99% this one to my friend. I just changed this name here for you for the sake of privacy. And Yeah, and he won as well. He's currently studying in the UK this year through Chevening Scholarship Program. I am definitely sure this is going to help you if you follow such, such kind of a paper. This video, got a bit long. I hope you love and you like it. If you are not an employer, if you are like acting as a professor or an instructor. If you're a professor, I'm not there to teach you at all, but if you're an instructor who needs help and support, feel free to watch my other video here or here, I don't know, it will just pop up, where I go the same way how to write an academic recommendation letter. Thank you all. Thank you very much. I hope this has helped you a lot. In the descriptions below, there is a link to other YouTube channel, which I help everybody how to apply to DAD Scholarship Program and Fulbright Scholarship Program and other scholarship programs as well. Click on the link, subscribe to those channels, and help me and my friends who we work together to grow these channels and be able to help more people achieve their academic dreams to study abroad. Love you all to the moon and back. If you haven't subscribed to this channel, like and subscribe. Have a good day and night.